It's February, and so I'm wearing pink for Valentine's Day. But really, this video is not about Valentine's Day. This video is about stargazing this month. Let's jump into it. Kind of taking a first glance look at this. It looks like we have a few cool alignments of the moon and some things. So we've got the moon really close to Pollux, which is one of the main stars of the Gemini constellation. That is going to be February 20th, right when the moon is coming out of its full moon phase. So it looks like the full moon is on the 23rd, 24th, okay. But so on the 24th, but on the 20th, you can see that it is coming really close to Pollux, which is one of the main stars, but the head, like there's like the Gemini constellation is supposed to be like two people, like the twins, and one of the heads of the twins is really close to the almost full moon, coming out of the full moon. So it is a waning gibbous. And then you've got February 16th. It's now a half moon. So that is the first quarter, because it's getting smaller, right next to the Pleiades. And then you've got Jupiter in this really interesting spot. Let's see. Our chart works is usually it'll say in one of the corners here of like when you could be using this for. So this is Northern Hemisphere. And it says go out within an hour of time listed to the right. Turn the map around so the yellow label for the direction you're facing is at the bottom. So if you're facing south, you're going to have south closest to you going that way. And then it also says in this bottom corner right here when to use the map. So like it actually is good for several months, December, January, February. But it shows that, in December, you're going to want to use the map around 11 p.m., then 10 p.m., 9 p.m., 8 p.m. So you're able to sort of see it throughout all of these different, all these different times. And there's just so much to unpack here. But this will just kind of show, what your sky is going to look like at that time. The dates that are listed on there really are just kind of for the moon phases. So you're able to sort of see when those moons are visible. We've got some cool alignments here. What is this green thing? Ooh, speaking of diffuse nebulas, just did a video on this. It looks like it is showing. It's showing M42 as a diffuse nebula. Okay, we did a video on diffuse galaxies. This is a little bit different. It's a nebula, but same context, diffuse, so it's starting to spread out more throughout space, losing some of its matter as it starts to expanding it larger. And yeah, so let's hop into some of the things that they are sort of letting us know about for this month. So the 1st through the 28th, the first thing I'm able to see is like it's mentioning algal again. So that, kind of binary, potentially multi-star system that is in the Perseus constellation. It's going to be going to minimum brightness again, so it'll be getting dimmer. So that could be cool to see if you want to catch that. Happening a few times this month. So I'll list out all those dates. I'm going to point out here that I think it sounds like it'll be really cool. It's going to be at dawn on the 7th if you want to wake up that early. And you're going to be able to see a triangle forming between Venus, Mars, and the crescent moon. I saw... Yeah, most of these alignments are between the moon and some of the brighter planets that are visible during this time of the year. So you've got Venus, you have, Venus is mainly in the morning, but then the evening is going to be Jupiter. So on Valentine's Day, on February 14th, right at dusk, the moon is going to be in its waxing crescent phase. So it's going to be in that nice crescent shape. It's starting to approach a larger size moon. So it's approaching the full moon. So it's starting to grow. So that's the waxing. And it's going to be just about 4 degrees right of Jupiter and your southwest horizon. So make sure you check your southwest. Again, you can use your map, point in the direction, or download an app like SkyGuide. And just, observe this, enjoy it. Jupiter and the moon, it's going to look really pretty. Most of the time when I notice the conjunctions between the moon and one of the planets, it's usually just such a nice surprise in the sky. You're like, oh, look at that, like the moon. And there's like something really bright next to it. It's probably Jupiter. So it should look really, really nice. You might just stumble on it unless you're intentionally going out stargazing looking for it. On the 22nd at dawn, again, early morning risers before sunrise, Venus and Mars are going to be really close to each other. So Venus and Mars are your early morning planets that you can catch during this time of the year. And they're only going to be about half a degree apart. So remember, your pinky is a degree. So half of your pinky's width. They're going to be really close to each other. And I remember getting up early for college years ago when I would commute from Brooklyn to Staten Island and get up early enough to catch the bus, and you would see these planets at that time of the morning, and they're just so luminous and they're just so bright, and they're so low on the horizon. It's really a beautiful sight to catch. So try to intentionally look out for that. Ooh, okay, backtracking a little bit more, February 5th, you now have Antares, a supergiant star. It's going to be just about 5.5 degrees apart from the waning crescent moon. And I'll just end us off on the 16th at dusk. So, after sunset, sky is still going to be kind of like a dark blue color. It's not totally black sky just yet. Over your south horizon, you're going to see the first quarter moon about 3.5 degrees left to the brightest star in Pleiades. So Pleiades and the moon, we were just looking at the Sky Guide app. You can actually see that they're right next to each other. And we're looking at our star chart. Oh, no way! They have a Southern Hemisphere chart now. They didn't used to do this. This must be brand new. Oh man, okay, I gotta resubscribe to Sky Guide now. Look at that, they now have the Southern Hemisphere. All of my friends in the Southern Hemisphere, I now have a sky chart for you. It looks crazy. Oh my gosh, it looks so different. I'm so used to looking at the Northern Hemisphere sky chart. To look at this, you're seeing a totally different perspective of the Milky Way that is like that kind of faded, like light blue area that kind of runs along the center. Looking at this now, you can see it running along this way right here. This is so cool. Oh my gosh. So this is by Jonathan Nally. Oh, this is really awesome to see. Very exciting if you guys want to get Sky and Telescope magazine. If you were located in the Southern Hemisphere, you can now see that. Very, very exciting. No longer have to just focus on the Northern Hemisphere. Okay, that's about all the stargazing I'm going to list out for today. But again, highly recommend getting an app or a magazine like this so that you could actually check out where you could be watching all these different events. This has been one of my favorite things to literally collect since I was a kid. I guess I don't collect them. I get rid of them eventually. But yeah, go do some stargazing. Enjoy the February constellations and night sky. And I will catch you all next time. Happy Valentine's Day.